Hi, I'm María Elena Ortiz, curator at the Modern Art Museum of Fort Worth. I'm at Jammie Holmes Studios.
And I'm Jammie Holmes, of course. Welcome to my studio.
So tell us, what are we going to see in the show?
It's work from the past and it's work from the present. So you're going to be able to see development. You're going to see development, mindset, and you'll be able to see like a documentation of my journey to like in life, in the art world, and just in general. One of the paintings that I'm really excited about is Zebra in the Room, because I felt like that one is really personal to myself and identity, and that's one of the new chapters of my life is understanding identity, understanding who I am and where I come from, my family come from, and things like that.
What I love about your work is that it's so personal and so intimate. And your story, just what you said when you come from Thibodaux, which we're going to see some works that allude to Thibodaux, actually all your work alludes to Thibodaux in this show. Can you tell us more about Thibodaux and like what that is and what that is in your imaginary?
Thibodaux for me is not only that it's home. I feel like Thibodaux is one of those places where it's one of those places you don't move to, you move out of Thibodaux. It's an old slave town. It's a small city with big dreams, just like any other city. You hear those things, but we never have access to anything. So it takes people like myself, it takes the athletes, it takes people that venture off into the rest of the world to be able to bring back, hey, everybody, dreams can come true. Like, it was never a dream for me to be an artist. My dream was to just leave Thibodaux, and I did. So that was the beginning of where I'm at right now.
Also, there's like a lot of emphasis on spiritualism. So, there's
Right.
works that deal with like baptisms, church ushers. There's this very much, religious and spiritual atmosphere motif that is also kind of threads the works together.
Right, because like at home, that's all you had. You had church. Just growing up as a real analytical kid, I couldn't understand certain things. On our way walking to church, you would see certain things happening. And then when you go to church, those same people was in church with you. So it was like, whoa.
What type of things?
I'm just, the consequences of growing up in the hood, I guess.
You're making a whole new work, which I'm very excited about, because you're mostly, I think a lot of us know some of your sculptures and a lot of painting, but you're making a full installation for this show.
Right.
Can you share more about that?
Yeah, so for this installation, it's going to be a structure of a church, a Southern church at that symbolizes Jammie Holmes, the South, people from Thibodaux, because I feel like I'm just a stand-in for and representation for people back home, and not only just back home, because even people in Dallas, I feel like I'm standing. That's why a lot of my paintings, when I do self-portraits, it is personal to me, but I have the same story of the people from back home, and I feel like it's important if I put myself in that place. When you see that painting, you automatically know the fact like, oh, I know him. If your first experience with art is Rothko or Jackson Pollock, and you come from where I come from, you might run away from it, because that symbolized to me and others is a sophistication that I didn't have at that time, and I feel like it's very it could be intimidating.
Although your work is very sophisticated.
Right, it's sophisticated, but at the same time, when I add myself, it's comforting at the same time.
Yes.
So now, at least, if you walk away from the painting, at least I'm familiar with who that is. That's it. And that's how we get to the show at the Modern, because it was the first time I ever went into a museum.
You just talked about Pollock and Rothko. People think about the modern.
Right.
But now your work, you are the modern.
Right, right.
Which I find,
It is
very poetic. Very poetic.
It is poetic. It's very poetic. It's genuine. It's genuine. I would never stray away from what's honest and what's real to me. Like, I'm not gonna hide the fact that I never heard of the term art museum until I was 35. And like, art is something that not only that you see, it's something that you feel.
Yes.
So when I'm painting, I'm always keeping that in mind. It's all a feeling to me. I learn how to feel with my eyes. And when I'm painting, I practice those things. I like to feel with my eyes. And when I'm touching, I feel like when I'm painting, it's real. It's almost like I'm molding, like sculpting something, And
that's where, like, going back to, like how I feel like your subjects are very, like, there's a lot of emotion, a lot of intimacy and subjectivity, like with paintings like The Illusion or your own self-portrait in the MLK Park. Like, these are individuals that are sometimes contemplating, they're thinking, they're in a space of pure emotion that comes across very vividly in the paintings.